No break, no jam, no sense. A joro jam, a joro, joro, joro. Attention.
Welcome back to another episode of the Green Passport Podcast. As always, I'm Ohiz, Ifeanyi, Okiki. You already know the gang. But today, we have a special guest with us. Man like the Grand Dam.
I use my art.
Come on. That's what you... Nah, bro.
My name is Dami Lola. How we saying? Ah, God.
Sorry, Dami, Lola. What are you saying?
You've got to plug that in still.
What are you saying, bro? From the S6 podcast, what are you saying? Come on. Come on, what are you
I
saying?
get to talk. I mean, you
Body
can
day ground.
Yeah, to be fair, like, okay, cool. Like, let's...
exactly. You can
Yeah.
do the plugging at the end.
Let's
talk about disease SARS. They are calling
One at the same thing.
Not the same thing now. Wearing the disguise now.
From Emmanuel to Joseph, you don't change
You don't change. Your car said you know they work. Go change the paint job.
What they call those guys? You know what we used to all live like? What they call, it was Zane. Then they now changed to
Yes, no.
From
From NEPA to
what are we-
PHCN. It's the same thing
Same
now.
thing, man.
Yeah, but obviously we're making light of the issue, but well and truly, like, I'm sure most of you know what's going on in the world right now. I mean, in Nigeria specifically, with the special anti-robbery squad in Nigeria. This isn't some new occurrence that's just started happening. Like, this is something that's been going on for years. I'm sure, whereas like all four of us we've had our encounter with them. Like, well and truly, these guys are just monsters. They're going completely against everything they're supposed to be doing, basically kidnapping people, which we'll actually get to. But yeah, what do you guys think about everything going on right now? Because I have so much to say, but I just need to spread it out.
Situation be say, now the government where they blame pass because if to say then get sense and we know for this kind of situation.
Oh God.
Now then give SARS the power to do all this rubbish now. Now them give them the power and even now they know they even meet the demands of the youth. It makes sense. It don't make sense now.
Do you know? I think like the issue of this whole thing is like it's the system in Nigeria doesn't allow people to ever grow beyond a specific level. That's what the issue is. So I feel the problem is like, so obviously they are depriving them because they're meant to pay them way more money than they do. I'm sure we've all seen, you know that meme now, the guy collecting the 15 naira. We've all seen it. We've all seen it. It's embarrassing. Do you know what I'm saying? These men are supposed to put their lives on the line on a daily basis. And you're out here depriving them of the amount of money. Like the Nigerian average senator, how much is their newspaper?
29 million.
The
bro,
newspaper.
every
How much
month.
is
Newspaper
allowance?
Yeah.
1.2
I'm sure,
billion.
yeah.
The
Newspaper
in
allowance.
Nigeria. Last time I was around, is about what 300
100
naira.
It's like, yes,
Hardship
200,
allowance.
300
300
naira.
with magazines,
For
Time
context, that
magazine.
is less than a
Hardship allowance,
pound.
they can't which
Hardship allowance.
That's
man.
what my point. Even like 300, just put in perspective, that's 50p for a newspaper, and then they've allocated what tens of thousands of pounds to just literally newspapers. It doesn't make any sense.
Like, let me just put it into perspective for non-Nigerians. Well, the president of the United States earns £450,000 a year in the conversion. The Prime Minister of the UK earns £175,000. But the average senator, and whenever we're talking presidents and all that, the average senator in Nigeria is on $99,000 per month. Do you know how insane that is? Factoring progress of country, superpower, and all that. Like, how do you actually sleep at night, knowing full well you're taking that much money from the people? And let's just be honest, for the most part, like, you guys are useless. Like, so, like, there's so much to get into. Like, there's such a deep-rooted problem. Even with SARS, like, yes, they're absolute animals. But at the same time, like, the same way like the allowance and the, how much money the senators make drop, the police officers, how much they make drop, and the average low-level Fed is on 9K a month, 9,000 naira a month. And for non-Nigerians, if I was to do that in pounds, that is less than £20 a month.
That's smaller than your big shop at Tesco's.
Yeah. Man.
I mean, we're not giving them excuses to pilfer.
That's not an excuse.
No, it's not an excuse. No, it's not an excuse.
That they should be paid more. And they
100%.
don't even get sense. They protest for their right, then they fight for
See,
something.
that's the thing with SARS, yeah? We know the people who have put them in the situation they're in.
Yeah.
Instead of taking out their frustrations on the
them.
powers that be, they're taking out their frustrations on their fellow oppressed people.
Yeah, it's
How does
crazy.
this make any sense?
But that's the thing. There's a hierarchy system in Nigeria. Do you get where I'm coming from? Like every, that's why you can go to you can like you can go to Mr. Biggs, for example, in Nigeria. Okay, and the security man is going to treat you anyhow because they are in a position of temporary power over you because they are directing you where to park. Nigerians, what they don't have for in money, they use like their position to take over. Yeah. Do you get where I'm coming from? So it's easy for the police officers to because they have the legal power to do what. I mean, it's not legally right to do what they're currently doing, but they have that quote unquote higher power to be able to carry out certain actions on the average citizen, which is very wrong. And that's why I bring it back to there's that system of not allowing people to progress in life. Do you know what I mean? They just want everybody to stay at the same level. That's why we keep having the same politicians come around over and over again.
Just to put it into perspective. Just to put it into perspective, like since we got into a democratic government from the dictators and the military generals, two of the presidents, like we've had one, two, three. We've had 4 presidents that we've actually elected. 2 of them were former military generals, Obasanjo and Buhari. That just puts into perspective just how much this is such a repeated cycle. Like, it's a thing where it's like, okay, let's just divide power. Even in Lagos, for example, everybody knows Tinubu has the Lagos in his pocket. Like, we know. Like, the governors of the country is someone that more time he handpicked. So if it's just a thing that, okay, like, let me just make sure that the power is within these people, blah, 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 then I can keep the power, I can keep embezzling money, wherever the case may be. So it's just a repeated cycle.
It's crazy that you talk about cycles because I was born in 99. So about 20 years before I was born, our parents were fighting a certain individual. I'm 21 now. The same man is who we're fighting. The same man. The exact same person.
You even said 20. There's a song by Fela that dropped 40 years ago talking about Buhari. It dropped in 1980. And the guy is the president now. It really puts into perspective just how it's mad. Like, because even the next president, the next election is like, well and truly is going to be one of those people in the circle of power once again.
I want to beg Nigerians to please. I know the 2-party system is something we see all over the world, but we have to look beyond these two because if we keep voting PDP and APC, nothing will change. They're the same thing.
Then those they interchange with
They're the same thing, man. The thing is frustrating because I don't see a way where we can break the cycle unless we go outside the top 2, and I don't see us going outside the top 2 anytime soon.
Like this protest, a lot of people don't seem like this protest is the start of something that is going to change Nigeria for a long time. And the amount of noise that is being made worldwide is something that will not be overlooked. Yeah, I'm not really going to go into what I think the next election is going to be like and what party and like who is going to come up and all of that. But all I can say is I sense it because see how much money, like just look at how much money is being generated to support the people.
100, bro.
Yeah. Like 100. A lot of money is being generated to support people that are going out to protest. So imagine if everybody came together and decided to actually back a youthful candidate that came in. Because I mean, you have all these politics and like it's like I keep saying Nigeria is built in such a way at the moment. We need to break up this cycle. And like you mentioned, our parents were fighting against certain individuals back like 40 years ago, 20 years ago, however long ago it was. But some of the elders also sat there and also watched a lot of this stuff.
Not some,
most if not all.
They don't do anything now.
They were dancing to Fela's music, but he was trying to warn them.
Exactly. They all sat there and watched a lot of these things. Some of these people, they sat there and watched the naira go from 2 naira to the pound to 600 to the pound. It's the exact same.
And it's rising.
Do you know
still.
where I'm coming from? And like I keep saying, that's how you could have somebody when you want to start off with politics. Okay, you've got people who sit there and they want to start from a little party. You want to become your local chairman. Okay, you're not even going to be able to get that because somebody knows his uncle's auntie chef's cook or something along those lines. And like no, but like you're going to know some, and then that person is going to go up against you, and you're not going to be able to do anything because they have more connections than yourself. You know where I'm coming from? And the standard of living and the level of life in Nigeria is so low that you can get all these different area boys. I'm not going to say thugs, area boys. When Nigerian people, what are we talking about?
Come on.
You get the area boys involved, and you can give them 500 naira,
1,500.
Even during the
those are cookies
protest,
from
man.
Tesco. Do you get where I'm coming from? Those are cool.
Yeah.
Oh, you know the cookies
This
now.
shit is
That's
appalling.
£1.50. That's £1.50. If you have a club card, you get you on discount. Now that's the real. Like, that's what
It's true. Like even deeper, like even during the protest happening right now, some officials paid some area boys, some touts, like 1,500. Once again, people, that is like £2.50. Like 1,500 to attack protesters. You think the protesters were having them?
And that's what I'm saying.
Nigerians flogged them, man.
That's what I'm saying. We need
and took them to the hospital.
And they took that's the maddest thing. They beat them. They took them to the hospital to make sure they got treated.
Ambulance, they can't go hospital.
Like it just everything needs to change. You know what I'm saying? Also, some people that might listen to this might be in Nigeria as well, and they might feel, oh, you don't really understand. But like, let's not do that.
Please,
I lived there for 17
It's not
years.
even.
I've encountered South.
Even someone like Wizkid, for example, Wizkid was sending for Buhari, wherever the case may be. One woman of everything Wizkid said is how can you call your president old man? Like, are you out of your mind? Like, out of
First
he's
of all,
shaking
that's
you.
actually correct.
Why do Nigerians have this seniority complex? Are they shy?
I don't.
Why must you put Sam? About all these things, man?
No, my thing is like, how do I say this? Because I want to be respectful.
There's
You know
no
when
time for
you're,
respect, bro.
I would not irrelevant. When you have nothing left,
Mad, yeah.
there's nothing going on for you. Do you know? What I'm
They
coming
not
from?
emphasize on that
When you
little.
see, because like that's another thing. I'm going to start off this conversation with my own experiences as well.
Cool.
Like for example, for people that don't know me, I do software engineering, and that's why I study at uni. And I'm doing like different things and that. A lot of people, when I was trying to get the job, they're just like, oh, that this is not how things should be done. That this is not the correct way to go about doing things. It's like an irrelevant degree. You can go ahead and do it, and like you can do it on the side and do electrical engineering. When you're left back in the past like that, okay, it just like you're trying to be like, oh, some of our parents, some people are feeling like, okay, we're going to spend so much money to send these children and do what they want to do, and they don't want it to fail. But if somebody is actually putting a lot of effort into something, you should be able to back it. You know where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
So when you see someone like myself sitting there at the desk for like 7 hours a day, and I'm making more money than this is just me speculating, and I'm making more money as a software developer than some of these Nigerian adults, okay, who have spent years of their life. I could probably, like, with the average job as a software developer, you could make more money. No, but I'm not lying. You could make more money than some average Nigerian would make over the course of 5 years in 1 year or 6 months.
100.
You get where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
So when you see someone like that and you see them doing relatively well with their lives, the last thing you can grasp onto based on what was there before is this respect thing. You know, and one thing a lot of people tend to forget, and since we all like to be religious, I'm a Christian, some people are Muslims, I have really good Muslim friends. Go read your Quran, go read your Bible. What does it say about respect? Because a lot of people read these books and they don't actually make correct reference to what's actually going on.
100%.
What
Oh
do they say
my
about
gosh,
respect?
you're
Respect
spitting,
is
bro.
Mutual. Do you get what I'm coming from? It is mutual. You don't treat people like crap. Do you understand? If you want me to go on, you want me to prostrate as Yoruba boy, I can go ahead and do that. But you need to also speak to people. You don't belittle. You need to speak back to people with respect as well. Do you understand where I'm coming from? You don't just come in belittling people. Because, like I keep saying, respect is the last level of seniority that a lot of people use in Nigeria, and that is the problem. Do you get where I'm coming from? That is the problem. You can't call me a bastard, okay, and expect me to show you respect. That's not how it works. You know where I'm coming from? Respect is not an older person can show. Obviously, like I would open the door, I call you sir, I can call you man. No worries. But I'm not going to come out here and be like, if you're going to be taking the piss out of what I'm doing or trying to like guilt trip me, like it's not right. Do you know where I'm coming from? And that's the issue. That is the problem. That is my main issue. They need to work on that thing first. It pisses
They'll
me
be
off.
using that verse in the Bible, honor your father and mother. The next verse says, fathers, don't vex your children to anger. They won't quote that one for you.
Like, they don't see that one, bro.
Does our agenda over facts?
Agenda over facts, bro. Like the seniority complex has caused so many issues back home because a lot of people just think that age just comes with respect. Like, just because you're older than me doesn't mean you're automatically wiser than me.
No, it doesn't,
like, that's what a lot of people believe is that, oh, he's old, obviously he should take his advice, but like, I remember, like these times when I was going to school in America, like I got my ACT results, but they weren't the best, but I was going to do another one year. So then my dad said that he wanted me to talk to one of his professor friends. I took the phone, I just wanted to be respectful. And then he was like, oh, how could you get this in your SAT results? Like he was trying to send for me. I was like, do you even know you probably can't even get to a good school now? I know me. Like, I can get real disrespectful. So I just said, take back the phone. Like, I don't want to hear what he's saying. My dad got up and he was like, you don't know this is a well-renowned professor? I was like, yeah, but in my head, he's trying shit. And now I go to a Russell Group uni. So what now? I wish he's actually watching this, and I really wish I could just tell him. Like,
I'm not even trying to send for anybody. The thing is, like, you know, shade. I don't know about you guys, yeah, but the worst kind of shade is where you don't send directly for the person. I don't know about you guys. If you don't send direct, if you just do, anyone that's listening, and if it applies to you, you go back, you sit down, you listen, because I didn't call your name. Do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
Obviously, there are so many people I can send for here.
Oh God, I have a list, bro.
The people that encouraged me when I was backing old people, they know themselves. If they are listening, they know themselves, and they're probably sitting down and smiling because they know they were part of it. And the people that did not support this motion that I was taking while I was trying to battle for it, they're going to sit there and they're going to look at what I'm doing now, and they're going to be like, oh,
damn.
Do you know where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
Even till today, some of them still try to belittle, like, oh, how can you be tired when you just looking at a computer all day? And I'm just like, what are you on about? You can only be so petty. But I'm not going to respond to that because it's not worth my time. Do you get where I'm coming from? So that's why I keep telling people, like, oh, all this, that's like, oh, you're just like, look at what you're doing. I keep telling, like, it's all about the drive, it's the goal. Like, if you have a child, okay, who is a lazy little twat, and you send them to an engineering school in Oxford, and you're paying £40,000 a year, I'm sorry, that paper, that degree, literally, like, listen, if you want to get a first-class degree in the UK, it's not as hard as it sounds. You can literally get one if you wanted to, honest to God, with the right connections. You know where I'm coming from? It's just assignments. What are we talking about? Well, if you have drive and motive, like if you're going to, like if your child tells you want to spend £1,000 on FIFA, how many parents are going to be like, how are you going to do that? But look at KSI, for God's sake.
Look at KSI.
For God's
KSI
sake.
made himself and his friends millionaires by playing games in his living room.
And he played that off games. His parents supported that. And that's how it should be. If you see
100%.
your child actually doing something and you feel like they can get it, let them do what they want to do. You've got chefs in Nigeria that SARS are beating up, and it's like, oh, how can you make this much money from being a chef? How can you have an iPhone 11 Pro 512 gig, iPhone 11 Pro Max, iPhone? You get where I'm coming from.
It's the thing is like, that's one thing. Again, it goes back to age, because a lot of these officials, wherever the case may be, they feel like you can't be rich or successful at a certain age.
Exactly.
So it's almost a thing where it's like, you're kind of diminishing like the efforts of the youth. That's why I'm so happy that it's us standing up for this the most. Because like, we can't be successful whether we're doing engineering or whatever the case may be. Like, we can be successful in our own fields. One day this podcast is going to be very successful, and we're going to do it by just chatting on the mic. Some people are not going to understand that, but clearly I don't care. It's just a thing that you're just going to have to accept it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, when you put passion into something, it's going to fly.
100.
Once you put in, like, my point is work rate. If my child came up to me, okay, tomorrow, like, what? How old am I? I don't forget to child. Let me not say anything that'll put me in trouble. But when I get a child, basically.
Okay.
When I get a child, basically. If my child comes up to me and says, daughter, like, I don't know, let's have a daughter. And she says she wants to be a ballerina. If I tell my parents, I have supportive parents. But my point is, like, they'll be like, ballerina? Why would you want to be a ballerina? If this girl is putting in hours every week, she puts in hours.
You're seeing evidence.
You're not coming from. Obviously, like, I'm not going to just throw the. Obviously, you need to also, your grades need to be.
Yeah.
You got coming from. You need to be, like,
There needs to be a backup.
They need to be something. But when you show someone, do you know, like, when you show people support, the amount of effort. Like, okay, I'll use myself as an example once again. I like to use myself as an example because it's more relatable. Do you know where I'm coming from? When I started my podcast, I used to get 15 listens an episode. And I did it consistently for 7 to 8 months, and I was just sat there like, yo,
we're definitely
I'm not too sure,
we're on your level,
really
bro.
And I stopped. Then I had somebody message me on Twitter out of the blue. I was like, yo, I love the work that you do, blah 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 blah. You made my day. Do you know how far support goes? Now my podcast gets about 1,500 listens per fucking episode.
Oh,
Do you
easy
get where I'm
now.
coming from? That's just people. When people back you, when your parents back you, then you're actually going to take. It's going to take you places. So when you got a child that's passionate about something, you come in, you kill that passion. And you tell them to go and be a doctor or accountant. I want degree in me. I'm an accountant. I'm a doctor. I'm Dr. Mrs. It's crap. It's crap.
Nonsense,
You know where I'm coming from? It's
bro.
crap. You need to actually support your child. I'm not saying it should be like, oh, I want to be a pole dancer. I mean, if you want to be a pole dancer, you can be ahead. I mean,
no judgment.
I mean,
No
no
judgment
but
here.
But you see, you get where I'm coming from. You need to
Even
like,
pole dancers, you know how much all these men make on OnlyFans and everything. That is a very good business again.
But my daughter.
Girl, man, you didn't leave from the top. That's not the top.
I mean,
Let's not do that,
I
bro.
that one, you know.
But we get what he's trying to say, that if your kids have a dream, push it.
Back
Yeah,
100%.
And I'm not just saying just.
But
back
then not even
anything.
just push it though. It's like, okay, like I want to like you want to do this, yeah. Okay, you're gonna take it serious. You want to play ball, you're
Spot on.
going
Yeah.
to
Spot on.
like an
If
academy,
you want
like you're
football
going to take it
academy, get
serious.
these grades. If you want basketball academy, get these
Yeah.
grades. Get those grades, then we put
There
you
you
in
go.
college.
Yeah, I hate the fact like I'm almost kind of the opposite with Dami because all of my kind of dreams outside the academic self-funded because I told because I remember when I got like a mini piano, so I started self-learning how to produce and whatever. My dad or my mom looked at me and was like, "Oh, what are you doing? You play. You're just making music." Blah, blah, blah. Like, but it's a thing where it's like they don't think I'm serious about it. But well and truly, like you guys know me from early. Like music is all I've almost ever wanted to do. Like just get into that world, no matter what the case may be. But then my parents, in a way, have almost kind of derailed that dream by like belittling it and be like,
Can I say
"Oh,
something?
I want
I
you to
feel
do
I
that."
feel like that comes out also from a place of love, because they
Yeah.
because they truly believe that.
I was gonna say
They truly
that
believe
too,
that having a degree is the best way for you to make it in life.
And
they
it
make
is
it
the
pure
only way.
The thing is that
Yeah.
the thing with Nigerian parents is that they love their children to
too
bits,
much. Yeah.
Yeah.
too much,
and
man.
sometimes that extreme love can
Be
can
detrimental.
kind of
Manifest its way in
destructive.
ways you don't
Now,
like.
It can be
my
negative.
parents are very supportive of my law and my everything and all that. So,
Yeah.
I
But
I
do you
can't
think
speak
that that's
from
because you're
experience.
doing like the 3 key jobs for a
I
Nigerian
don't.
youth?
I genuinely believe that if I said I wanted to be painting houses or I wanted to do anything, they would support me.
And I rate that.
100%. I believe it.
That's
with
how it's
my
supposed
heart
to
in it.
be.
But do you like for the parents who they want their daughters or their sons to be a lawyer, they want them to be a doctor? Do you think it's more like a product of society? Because we know in Nigeria there are certain things that I won't say impossible because nothing is impossible.
Yeah.
But the way the system is built, it makes it almost impossible for some people to live on certain types of jobs. No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that being a doctor is a fast route to success. There are poor lawyers, there are poor doctors, there are poor engineers, but I mean, I think it's a combination of that extreme love, like Okiki said, and the way Nigeria is.
Yeah.
But this is my thing on
You
it.
know.
I understand what you mean because here's a place of love where it's like, okay, like this is where you're most likely to be successful. But at a point, you almost have to kind of educate yourself that there are other pathways. Like, look at all the people that was like, oh, how can you make money off of music, blah, blah, blah. Because the truth is, actually, once upon a time, the most famous, like, Nigerian musicians, yes, they were well-known, but they were actually not making that much money. Like, Fela wasn't a super rich man. So then you see that and it's like, okay, you can't make money off doing that. But then people have shown now, like, the Wizkids, the Davido, the Burners, whatever the case may be, like, they've made the music travel. And now it's Afrobeats is like the global phenomenon that it is now. And now there are people blowing all over the place. So if now it's like people are doing different things, they're making money their own different ways. It's like we're in a progressive era. And well and truly, if you're going to be in this progressive era, how can you chat to me about wanting to do something else when you can barely work your iPhone? Like, I'm
think-
trying to hear
The
it.
thing is, I get where you're coming from with the love thing, and I
Yeah.
100% agree. But I can people don't passion when you work hard and you have passion for something.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you can't fail.
You can't.
You cannot fail. It's not possible for you to fail. It genuinely is impossible. For you.
It's
Yeah.
actually very possible.
It's possible for you
It's
to
actually
fail.
very
It's
possible.
No,
not
it's
possible.
possible
Like,
in regards to, like,
see,
what's
this
the word
is-
I'm
this-
looking for.
Okay, wait, what's
The
your
thing, yeah.
definition of failure?
Circumstances.
What's the
Circumstances.
definition of
yeah.
failure?
Not achieving the goals you want.
What you
to,
want.
that
It's
you
very
set for
possible for you to
yourself.
put hard work, passion into
Yeah.
something that doesn't turn out.
People, there are lots of things that are beyond our control that people fail to mention.
Yeah.
Like when you hear about all these success stories and all this stuff, yes, you have to put in the work. Obviously, you have to put in the work. But hard work is, should I say it's the start? It's not the distinguishing factor. I don't think it's the distinguishing factor, man. I'm not trying to
A lot of people work hard, bro.
Bro, I don't know. Because when you say these things, it kind of demoralizes people because it makes them feel like their
dreams
it makes them feel like their destiny is not in their hands. Yeah. But there's a certain random and generic aspect to everything in life, man. I mean,
and the thing
it's
your
hard.
destiny is partly in your hands, and it's also
partly partly out of your hands.
Luck has a lot to play in success.
100%.
People don't like to say it, but it really does.
Okay, like for example, we see the boxers and the MMA fighters and the basketballers and all those people who had to leave Nigeria for them to actually realize their dreams. There's a guy that does he do 200 meters or something?
Yeah,
when
I know
he was in Nigeria. All people did was mock him for his English.
Yeah.
You know, and then he finds a way to leave
a
the
school
country.
in Houston takes him up, and then now he's breaking 200-meter records
There's so
over
many
there.
things out of your control that would have a direct impact on how you end up in life. The society around you and all that. But I don't think it should be enough for you to not chase your dreams, because you never know. I'm not saying you shouldn't chase your dreams. You might as well just chase it in it. I'm not saying that parents who force the children to do a certain thing are right. Nigerian parents need to realize something, that it's not their job to make, like, it's not their job to, I don't know,
to make life-changing decisions.
For their children. It's their job to guide the child and to provide for the child. At the end of the day, it's the child's life, so they make all the decisions in it.
100, bro.
So it's difficult to strike a balance, and I think it's easy for our generation to criticize because we haven't been in that situation yet. And when we're finally put in that situation, we're gonna understand it.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that they're right, but I'm saying that when we criticize them, we should have a little bit of empathy towards us. But then again, this is coming
because they're
from
the product
somebody.
of their own environment.
Then again, because I've spoken to some people about this, this is coming from me, somebody whose parents back him to the moon. So I don't know how it feels like to be on the other end of the spectrum. So people need to keep that in mind also when they're listening to what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
I agree, but
listen to the kids, bro.
It's just, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know, like,
man,
I don't
you
know.
know easy,
I don't
man.
know,
You know
but
easy.
Like, how many guys? Okay, let's use people we know. Because let's be real, I know that I've tried to sing, they've tried to rap, they've tried
play football,
tried to play soccer, play football. They tried to play the football. You know, they came to school, they came with their Nike Vapor, what they even call
Hypervenom.
Yeah.
Mercurial vapors, them man.
I think, but how many people do we actually know that put in an unbelievable amount of work and didn't get to where they are? How many people do you know?
Especially in Africa, because especially in
the
Africa,
thing is, how do you know?
Bro, from my personal experience, I've seen people who put a lot into football, music, and still don't make it. It still goes down to you can put in effort, you can put in hard work, and still not make it in that area. And I feel like that's where Nigerian parents come in with them, have a backup.
See, there's nothing wrong having a backup, though.
So it won't be as if like we're attacking one specific profession. For example, there are some first-class graduates in Nigeria without jobs.
Exactly.
True.
Exactly.
So, I mean, it blows my mind. What more could they possibly do? I don't think there's anything more they could do. You can't get better than the first class. The only crime is not being born into a rich family or not knowing people. That's the only crime.
So that's when I say hard work. See, my point is, as long as it's not, so we're all here. We're all in the UK, thankfully, thank God. I'm not saying like it's bad to be in Nigeria, because obviously like if you go to you can go to American University of Nigeria, you can go to different universities. I'm not saying it's like bad to be in Nigeria if anybody comes and starts cancelling me, because I get too much cancellation on a daily basis already. But my point is like, at least here we can talk, like I can talk the way I'm talking, because I know if you put in the hard work, you get. In Nigeria, you can go to university for 6 damn years and you will not get, you can graduate with the best first class degree and you will not get anything.
That's down to the Nigerian climate.
That is what I am saying. That's what I'm saying. You get where I'm coming from? That's what I'm saying. So my point, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're looking at it from the context of just Nige, hard work, anything you want to do,
like
anyhow, whether you want to as in, anyhow,
like no sleep, no chop,
don't sleep, no chop. I know someone. I know someone that guy was in my school in secondary. That guy was brilliant. As in, I'm sure that guy is too smarter than me today. Where I'm coming from. But because of the situation that he's currently in, he's currently still in Unilag, okay? We went to the same secondary school here. When he was in Unilag, that was brilliant. He got offers from American universities. He was meant to go to MIT. But just because of situation and life and his parents and stuff that happened, which I won't go into, he couldn't get that. Damn. What am I trying to say? This guy has now been staggered by staff that are not being paid, that are going on strike. So he doesn't really have to, he's not guaranteed to go to school. Nigerian companies are not trying to spend. Nigeria's government just allowed a website.
1.6 billion.
1.6 billion naira.
Someone even put in the comments like,
what on earth? What are you building? What the fuck? What even
even me that doesn't know anything about web development. When I see something like
that, for those people that don't understand like the context. So basically, Buhari signed off a deal which would cost, for some odd reason, 1.6 billion naira to build a website to fight against corruption.
A website.
Translation. No. Translation. We're gonna use about 5M to make the website. And we're gonna steal the rest. That's all I heard when I heard that.
Would they build it? What happened
to you build something to fight yourself?
National airline, that Nigerian air. What happened to it? I haven't heard about anything about it.
Start getting 404 errors on the website.
As soon as you pay 444, website does not exist. Isn't it a Nigerian guy that scammed white people? That scammed white people whole airport. I think it's like one of the biggest reported scams of all time. Let's not even get into hush puppy. That's another situation.
You didn't drive for prison, Abi. Calling the guy out. You're saying he didn't pay me. Bugatti. I'll be there enjoy for prison.
They enjoy for Dubai.
Oh, God.
You be criminal.
That is orange juice they enjoy before. I hope they drink inside that prison.
The guy was quoting Bible, bro. The guy not thief and he was quoting Bible.
It's God that will punish you.
You will rot.
Some people get mine though.
People get mine. I have a theory about Nigerian politicians. I don't think merely being rich is what they're after. Because if merely being rich and set for life and setting your children for life is what they're after, they would have stopped stealing a long time ago.
Do you think
I genuinely believe
Do you think so?
They want to feel rich. There's a difference. In order for someone to feel rich, they have to be poor people. And that's why they keep oppressing the people. Because there's no other logical explanation I can think of for why somebody would have billions in their account, see billions in public funds, and still be stealing.
You know about getting rich and making is, have you power?
Yeah.
Power as in, do you know what it means for you to just wake up in the morning and call the president of a country and be like, I don't like how this thing is going. Or you call the state as in, I don't want to go into too much. Like, you can call the, like, let's say,
speak your spoke, man.
I'm working with some people. So
if it's contract that
but
like
not concerned. Some certain, like some people, there are some certain individuals that run some certain states. Let's put it like that. Like, know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Exactly. This guy can wake up in the morning and be like, oh, I don't like the way this is going on. Please change it. Money can't buy that. You get. That's why they stay there for so long. Do you understand? They stay there for so long and they milk it till it's almost as in Nigeria. They just keep on milking it. Yeah. You understand? How can look at the naira? Naira is becoming useless. Are you joking? It is useless. Do you know where I'm coming from? You know 600 naira. How much is it? I don't know if it's still 600 or 580. That's ridiculous. Before I got 5 years ago, I swear dollar was like 150. Or something like
exactly that. 136. I remember. That's how much it was when I got
as in within the last decade or two. I remember when as in dollar wasn't that expensive. And then when pound became 350. I never got to my mom was like, I want expensive, Hello, biscuits. I remember you are coming from, but now just look at it.
Just skyrocketed.
And then that price cap keeps increasing. Okay.
And increasing.
And then
increasing.
the importing stuff more expensive, okay. Importing things are meant to be growing in the country. We're importing more of that. Keep the minimum wage the same.
God.
And not only is the minimum wage that 18,000 naira is the minimum wage in Nigeria, and you don't fucking pay them. Are you mad?
You don't pay them.
You don't like. It's different if you were paying them every month. That's already.
It's still very low.
18K is stealing already. Some people will tell me that, oh, we can live off 18K a month. We can
Can
find
live-
someone
live
in
up with-
Jota and we'll
Wait.
I mean, all those Twitter people.
So
like,
where
how
do
can
you
live off
live?
18K?
And I don't know why.
You can't
a
even
lot of
which
people
face
just
may I
like
face you when you go
suffering.
and buy
Inflation
with.
is increasing. Poverty rate is increasing.
How can we have high unemployment and high
and high
inflation?
inflation? How?
It doesn't even. Oh,
It's all bro. They just Nigeria broke economics. It's because the income.
No, he's right.
Because the
He's
income
right.
inequality is so high.
It's crazy, man.
We have the 5% hoarding so much wealth and so many poor people.
People that
That's why the
study
market
econ-
is somehow still flooded with money and people are still poor at the same time.
People still look like that study econ probably look at Nigeria as like this doesn't make sense.
Bro,
like for
it-
example, like even Nigeria, one of the biggest oil providers in the world. We pay like when I read about it, like my eyes, like I was like, what am I reading? Basically, we don't have oil reserves here, so we pay America.
We have oil reserves. There's a difference, sorry. We have oil reserves. In fact, we have enough oil reserves to last us for 45 years at the current rates of consumption and exportation if oil finishes today. What we don't have are oil refineries.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, we don't have oil refineries. Sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you for correcting me. We don't have oil refineries. So basically, we send all the oil over to America, for example. We pay them to, make use of the oil. They take some and we pay them and then they return it back. So when I even hear people like Dangote is making his own refinery, I'm like, am I even the biggest fan of Dangote, low-key? Like, this could also go back to so much corruption. But yeah, one of the leaders in Dubai, like, they asked him, I was like, why do you think Nigeria is in the state it is? He said, my man fully said there is no reason Nigeria shouldn't be a superpower, country like Dubai. The only difference between both of us is, like, we know how to use our oil better and we have much better leaders. Because we have more oil than them.
It's a 5-letter word.
Our national debt is 85 million. Buhari, see, we not go pay that.
Did you say million?
It's billion.
Okay,
No,
cool.
do-
go
do-
pay
do-
am,
do you
just
know
go
why?
pay am, oh.
If you
It's
compare,
billion, not trillion.
it's 85 trillion naira.
Yeah.
Now, the national debt for the US is in the trillions of dollars because they need debt financing to keep their economy going. We don't need debt financing because we have resources, but we just... It's not like we don't know what to do because it's common sense. It's just like you said, the people in power and oppression and all that shit.
Yeah.
Oil accounts for the largest part of our revenue, and we don't have a single working refinery. The last one we had functioned at 5%. That was the last one we had. What is going on in that country? There's no reason why a country of 200 million people, some people say 200 million people is a lot of mouths to feed. I see that as human capital. The US has more people than us.
Brazil has more people than us. China has more people
China
than
has
us. India has
1.5
more people than
billion
us.
people in their country.
That's even what's making their economy so good, man. Like the amount of people they
Yeah.
have.
Look at
You're turning it into
go check what China was in 1960 and where they are
and where they are
today.
today, man.
Go check where Qatar was a poverty-ridden
Was a
country
desert.
until they found oil. Now look at what they've done.
That's what I'm saying. Because we have everything we need. It's just we don't have the people to lead us. That's always been the situation.
It's greed.
The
They want to die there. They want to die there. They want their children to die there. They want their children's
Children
children
to
They want
die
their
there.
children's chef to die there. They want. They don't want anybody that's connected
Kole
to
happen,
them.
oh.
But that's why I keep saying. That's why we need to roll it back. That's why I
Jazz
keep
up.
rolling stuff back to this NSAS thing. It's a lot stronger than we think, and I
Yeah,
think
it
it's
is.
actually
Yeah.
going to be the change of a lot of stuff. A lot of younger voices are coming up. You've got Fowles, good lawyer.
Yeah,
everybody-
FK.
Fowles, the bad guy.
Mommy.
Falana.
Yeah.
My boy.
So you've got Tim is there, just quoting the all the laws.
Ah,
and everything.
Any
Anything you say-
nonsense they talk, you
anything
bring
you
his
just
own.
come and he just breaks it down. I don't know if you guys saw that
Simple.
video about him talking about how they
Yeah.
created.
Yeah, the
They,
commission.
there's
and
a
all that.
there's a group of people, and they're meant to do something.
Yeah.
And then those group of people are now electing a bunch of people to do their job. And I'm like,
Oh
how does that make
God.
sense? Are we creating babies?
That's how they told
Where did
Davido-
these guys?
That's
Where are these guys
That's how
now?
they told Davido, a private individual citizen, to go and do government work.
They
setting
told him
up
to go and set
panel.
up an independent
Panel.
panel. Why?
A citizen.
A singer.
Single.
This SARS they are disbanding is not the first time they are disbanding. They disband
It's the
SARS
fourth
more
time.
times
I
than they
keep
kill
telling people,
Shekau.
this thing is like it's like global come to this thing. Like let's not even. It's like just
Let's
keep changing.
not
They
even
disbanded
get to that issue. I
They
beg.
disbanded SARS on Saturday. Nothing happened. On Monday, the president disbanded them again. Nothing happened. On Tuesday, they disbanded them again. Now, so that they disband. This is the 10th time.
Honestly, and on just like 2 days ago, like the North rejected like the plan. The North rejected the plan to disband SARS. So really, you didn't disband shit.
The governor tell the people not to exhibit their human rights.
They said don't protest.
They are not born them well.
What boys?
They are not born them.
They're not
After
born
they
them.
see them outside, they change mouth.
They all of them back together. They chanting.
Those Port Harcourt boys.
Let's come back talk
Those
about
Port Harcourt boys no dey fear anything, no. They mad. I was seeing somebody. They were practicing. Somebody they chest bullets. they were practicing. They shot him. They can't chest him. They did home. I said yeah. I said Jesus.
That's how we go threaten somebody. We don't know who they threaten.
Oh, for fuck's sake, man.
Oh my God. You want to 30 bulletproof people? Are you crazy?
Guys speak pidgin, I cannot understand. That's where the fear started.
They say everywhere now Plutomania. I said
those ones you just get respect. You understand? Like that.
They know Bonsai made them try that one for PU.
Are they crazy?
Saying, like this NSAS thing is so. Cause a lot of people have been messed up. Like also like on Twitter, a lot of people are like, you don't know what's going on. You don't know what these people are doing. Those people. Hey God. Even about the fact that I know some people are my friends. People are going. You know, guys know at the Palms now. You guys, Lagos.
Yes,
you know where the Palms are now. So we all went.
Lucky sides.
Today, my parents, I didn't even tell them so that they didn't be worried and everything when I go out. So like, if you're listening, hi. But anyway, at the end of the day, we were there. One of my friends, luckily, his dad. Okay, do I want to drop his dad's kidney?
No.
He's up there.
He's up there. So his dad is up there. And then he has like dreads, okay.
Hey.
So because apart from the fact that his dad is up there, his dad is like very open to like, how do I put it? His dad isn't like if you have your dreads, he has tattoos and like, all that. He's fine. And obviously like we don't like, I don't know how do I put it. We're not small boys. I don't know how to put it. I'm not small boy. I won't say I'm a big boy. I'm not small boys. You got coming from. So we're out there. He's driving his ride, and then we've got like our phones, and then we have like stuff in the car. You guys are coming from. All of us are there. Then SARS did now stop us. I said,
Now finally we say we keep person, man.
Say stop. Then all of us in the car panicked. But my guy is chilling. You guys are coming from. He's the one. He looks the worst out of all of us. Yeah, I'm here normal, but he's there wearing. I don't know why Nigerians have this obsession for like Air Max 720. So you can buy from JD Sport on sale, 75%. You pay like £25. Nigerians are like, oh, big boy shoe, Yahoo boy. We've got like IMAX at the back of the car because everybody's doing music and stuff. Yeah. Stars did now stop. Tell everybody to calm down. Say we should open and stuff and everything. They were now like, we now said the guy was. I wanted to, me. I said me. No, you can't be taking my phone. My friend said no. You should not be taking my phone. Cause when those guys, these are the big people.
Guy,
they have guns.
They have guns.
They have guns.
If somebody points gun for your face, you go comply.
I was ready to.
Even Charles, they tell you to off, go off.
I said no. Me, I'm not playing with anybody. He said don't give them your phone. I said Queen. What do you mean by saying my phone? I said what are we talking about? And I said, what do you mean by that? And I said, don't give anybody your phone. And I now said, okay, no, say no more. Say no more. Like, you can be going to the front. You look the worst out of all. He's wearing his Versace shirt. He's wearing like nice trousers. He's not coming from.
No, it's you they want. You know they talk say I should give them my phone.
They now said that the guy that he's mad, something like that. Then he now told them they should touch him first. That's what you do. I know in Nigeria, when you have the audacity to tell somebody such a thing,
especially when you're younger.
Hey, when you're younger, it means something. These people, they slapped this my friend. In my mind, I said, my boy, I should have given them my phone. And that time, I think I was using an iPhone 7. I can't remember what I was using. iPhone 8. The thing was cracked. I was ready to give them. You understand? I wanted to change my phone. So like, I was not even. Oh my God. So I now said, told them say no more. He now told them that you need to make a phone call. Then they were now investigating. They were looking at us. And I said, who are you calling? I just called. Within the next 10 minutes, you just see army officers. They just pull through. And then the way they beat those SARS officers. Hey! I was like, thank God. What are you talking about? But my point is, these people are so like they don't pay them. Okay. Yeah. They have people telling them at the office like, oh, you guys should go out today. If you find 5 Yahoo boys, we'll give you 5,000 naira. That's not how it should be.
Yeah.
A superintendent, like, apparently they're meant to be paid 250,000 naira a month or so. I die if they see that money.
I die if I see that money. Right?
I think this guy also said, the file said that Nigeria's total, is this 0.05 of Nigeria's total revenue or profit should
be going
to
their fund, their trust fund.
To the trust fund or something. They don't smell that money. That's why you give them 15 naira to go and buy what that thing or this thing like Alamo. So
you can't even buy a Balamo for 15 naira. You
that's
can't.
what I'm saying. Like when you give them these petty amounts, and you don't
They'll be jumping.
They'll just be jumping.
Yeah.
Or when we're trying to go, there was a place where we're trying to go to where we're driving. You know, you try to cut traffic in night now. We've all done it. Don't look at me anyhow.
Of course.
And then we just got these area boys to we just threw 200 naira out of the window. And then they just sorted us out. 200 naira.
They are meant to tell us that Oga, no, go back in
200 naira.
But,
just 200 naira. You know 200
just
naira?
200 naira.
If you're not used to Nigerian currency, 200 naira is like 30p.
That's
You can't even buy mushrooms from Tesco. Are you joking? No, I'm not. Am I playing? That's one banana.
He's not capping.
I'm not capping. Like, no, but I'm not. Am I joking? I'm not capping. So that's how it is. It's fact. So it shows you the level. So I'm not trying to justify what these SARS guys are doing, but everybody needs to fix up from top to bottom.
From top to bottom.
Yeah.
Like it's a top thing
If
that
you
has
put into
reflected in the
perspective,
bottom,
they're
man.
acting like this because they are not condition the bend crayfish.
On God.
Thank
conditions
you.
to the bed
I've not heard that thing in a lorry. Reload the thing. Now condition where they bend crayfish.
You
They
understand?
bend normally.
At the same time,
No, they bend normally.
at the same time, as we've said, this one say that we don't condone the
We don't
killings
condone
because
the-
that is just
No,
madness.
no.
That one is just
No, I don't talk
madness,
about
man.
that.
No.
They are going in the night, 12 a.m. yesterday. All of us here, we
Yeah.
were awake. We were awake. We were on Twitter. We're seeing what they were doing, going to beat people, kidnapping people in the night. They enter somebody's house, turn off their gen. So the person will come out see what's going
that they
on,
kidnap
and then
the
that's
person.
with
Take
the
them
off
up.
owner.
And it's the
So
fact
don't
that they
take
did it
all
when
of them
the
blessed.
like the platform that we used the most to kind of share our plight and what was going on Twitter. Twitter was down for 2 hours. Well, as of when we're recording this, last night Twitter went down for like 2 hours.
Yeah, I was
We
so
come back and then all of a sudden we're hearing the SARS, they're kidnapping people, they're taking people from their houses or wherever the case may be. I'm like, bro, first of all, that's the most pussy shit I've ever seen in my life. But there's the fact that you're putting off gens or wherever the case may be, so people can come outside and see what's going on and they're taking you up. No,
How can somebody? How can that's what they're talking about reform? There's nothing to reform. How can
There's nothing to
somebody
reform.
make a video
Facts.
and say that he has 29, he has 30 rounds? Sorry, he will empty 29 inside protesters' bodies and then use the last round to
one
kill
on
himself.
himself. There's
How
no
can you
reform.
reform somebody?
There's
like
no
that?
reformation.
No
And let's get
reformation.
something clear.
End
It's
it,
still
bro.
it's still end SARS, it's still end SWAT, it's
the
still
government
end
is
police
Bro,
brutality in
bro,
Nigeria.
bro,
But
we need to
Nigerian
start from-
government, you're next.
We
You're
need to
next.
start.
You're
from
next.
We need to start from the
100.
ground up, man.
How can Ghana
There's
have
so many-
electricity? Us, we don't have.
The Ghana we're mocking.
The Ghana, but all we have is J rice though.
Jollof rice.
Jollof rice,
We'll tell
oh.
them we have J rice, and J rice is better.
Bastard. Come on,
I mean-
sit down in one corner. You don't know what you
But
eat.
you see, the thing is that
How
if
much is a pack of jollof rice? You sit down in one corner. How much is rice? I beg you, leave me alone.
if anything, that jollof rice thing shows that Nigerians want to be patriotic, but the way the country is making it so
Yeah,
difficult
it's
for
making it
them.
difficult, man. To the point that they
That's
just-
why I
If you-
love what
if you
is
see,
going
yeah,
on.
Anyone who goes abroad and succeeds and claims Nigerians will die for that person.
That's it.
Nigerians are ready
Let
to
me
die
even-
for the.
Let me see. The thing is, I've not made it. I've not gone anywhere yet. By God's grace, well. But like, I mean,
Me.
for anyone that is not like, obviously, you guys know my Twitter thing. Yeah. If you know how proud Nigerians are of me, it's shocking. I've not done anything. No. In their mind, I was like, oh,
They always represent.
They always
on.
represent, man.
They're always
As long
there.
as you claim the country,
Yeah.
they will fight
the
for
first
you.
time I
Fight
came
for
into
you,
my
man.
comments with Pigeon, oh my
And they love
God.
Nigerians.
Oh,
They
man.
ginger me pass.
Oh my God.
Hi.
Oh, telling me thank you for Nigerians will back you.
Nigerians are
You
the
back
best.
But my
man,
point
the
is,
best,
my
man.
point is like you need to back them. That's why I keep saying when you want respect, you need to respect people.
them,
And if
bro.
you want people to back you, you need to back them too.
back.
You know where I'm coming from. How can you drag me for electricity and my rebuttal is jollof rice? Are you a bastard? What does that make sense? They will drag you for electricity and you're bringing up jollof rice. in this conversation.
Rice, so rice with
Rice.
tomato
How much is
inside.
rice?
Hey,
What are we talking
God.
about? No.
God,
No.
dude.
Sometimes I used to feel ashamed making that argument. I'll be like, what am I
With
doing?
chicken.
What am I
And
saying?
it's not even like chicken that has flesh. It's native chicken. Native chicken.
Yes, now, hey, now.
No, that one. Even that
It's
one.
more important than me.
But he said I could think.
Oh, God.
They will not say we also have a abacha to everything. What are we talking about? The chicken itself is even struggling. You think native chicken, when you try and tear the skin off, when you tear off the skin, there's no flesh. What are you talking about? Sit down in one corner. The guy go kill me. Guy. No.
It's crazy. I beg, I don't go die today.
It's mad.
Bro. But like, jokes aside, this generation has something to say. Our parents were silent for too long. Now it's too late. Now we're not trying to hear reformation or anything like that. Now it's like, okay.
They've tried it now.
Yeah,
Audio.
they tried it. It's too
And
late.
you know another thing.
You had your chance.
Another thing that have you noticed? Like Nigerians have this thing of when they say something, you must listen.
Yes,
That's what
so.
parents-
Yes,
that's what we're raised,
so.
which is fine because that's what they know, that's what they understand, that's what they expect.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not having that anymore.
Story.
Because that's how. Once again, I'm not name dropping, but a certain state and a certain governor told these people that they should not protest for their rights, and I'm like, those are human.
It's like,
rights.
don't exact your human rights.
Don't act like a human.
Your
being.
fundamental human rights, so
No.
inalienable. As in, no matter what, you have those rights.
And then
It's
government
the guy
bodies
was
like
just
UN,
standing
they're
those
doing
down
up,
to chat
they're
to
doing
you.
up bird box like they can't see you. It's like, where are you guys?
Our governor, Lagos State, went to Abuja and he said that he started and
A funding. for-
Yeah,
And then-
Buhari laughed
and
in his
then
face.
somebody-
Oh my
Buhari
god.
laughed, and I'm
Buhari
like,
laughed, man.
Buhari laughed in his
fund
face.
for victims of police brutality, by the way.
Is this the thing? No, you don't even
And the
touch
guy
him.
laughed.
You don't even touch
Yeah.
him, man.
That guy, bro.
these guys have enough money, bro. They have enough money.
lifetimes.
Bro,
Yeah,
even
enough money.
Abacha, for example, they're
Abacha should
still
have
recovering
injected
the
his
money he stole.
In all those
He's
things,
been
That guy died before I was born.
Yo,
and they're still recovering the
Abacha
money he
died
stole.
like a few months like before I was born. I'm gonna be 22 in December. They're still recovering money he stole.
Come, make action.
That guy
You go
gave
Like
carry
sometimes
that
his
land
family, they still just give money.
Nigga,
sometimes.
Switzerland and
That guy-
economy. What are we talking about?
You gotta go carry that money, go heaven or go hell. Why do they pack money like that now?
For his children's children,
For his children,
chefs.
chefs,
house helps.
Those people are probably already secure.
As in, even the people you're calling,
Even the people that-
they're
they
probably
don't-
secure.
No,
No, you have
generation
to
is
understand it's an
equal.
addiction. It's like a drug. It's like, okay, I've taken this much. Like, how much can I go? Like, you know this better. You know this, Diani. How much does she steal now? You know,
Bro, I
you know
don't
the
like
story.
talking about that woman, man.
You know
I
the
don't
story
like
about
talking
that woman, man.
at all.
Animal, I have to say.
I mean, I can't really talk
make me-
about that because I happen to. I happen to have ties to do man.
Hey, sorry,
Oh,
under
God.
contract.
Oh god.
Oh, God.
But at the end of the day, I just keep saying like it's all. The seer change. It has to start.
It's
The
gonna
only
be
people that can make
change.
this change,
Yeah.
and that's why
Oh,
this
so-
NSAS thing, I am backing it. People that are
100%.
dragging me like, oh, you have not really spoken. Well, today I've spoken.
Oh
The
God.
money, I've donated money. I'm not saying how much I donated. That's none of your business.
I've
But
donated
that-
too, Sha.
Do you understand? So
Yeah.
we've done. So people that are saying we can't really protest out here. Obviously, that you got the coronavirus and all those extra
I mean,
things.
the UK, yeah.
Exactly.
They
But
lie.
at the
They
end
have
of the-
protests for London. I go join
Even
now.
then,
Don't worry.
like, yo.
But anyway, continue what you're saying.
But you get
Sha.
what I'm trying to say. So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, like a lot of these things, they just need to fix up. So and like it just boils down to that mentality. The mentality needs to be fixed up, and it's this generation that needs to get it done because the older generation cannot do it.
They failed us
They can-
already.
that's what
They had their
literally,
chance. They failed
if you-
us.
They've literally been. No, would I say not indoctrinated?
They have been indoctrinated as well. to
You
be
get
fair.
coming from,
They
but like
have.
it's literally been raised in a society at a time where it had just gotten out of. Think about it. Our parents had just gotten out of what's it called, colonization. Think about
That's why, like, my words aren't for my grandparents' like generation because they fought for our independence. So really, I don't have words for you.
We're really the
No.
only generation who hasn't like that hasn't enjoyed Nigeria like that because our parents enjoyed Nigeria at the
little
start when
bit,
everything was
yeah.
still cool after the civil
Yeah.
war and everything, you know.
So, like we need to.
So-
That's why we are the ones that have to make the change. You know, and
Yeah.
so we've dragged. Okay, so we've dragged our elders.
Okay.
We've dragged. You guys have dragged politicians. Now, we need to also.
Guy.
We need to drag some of our mates. Let's be real. We need to
I
drag
agree.
some of our mates. Some of you are going out there, they are protesting, and you're out here like mutilating women. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
at
are
this
people-
point,
some
with
of you that do
everything
like this,
that's
you're
going
hooting.
on,
They are the reason.
Yeah.
yeah.
Those
Well
young
and
boys are the
truly,
reason.
why
You're
I'm
not
so
coming from- They are
proud.
the reason
Yeah, man.
because
Yeah.
you've created a stereotype.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why I'm
Yeah.
so proud of
Now I can't
Nigerians
even
right
do.
now.
I can't do
bro.
this. I can't do this.
Bro,
in Nigeria.
Yeah.
I can't
For
do
the
it
first-
in Nigeria. You are coming from
For
bro.
the first time I
Yeah.
saw in Nigeria and find a missing phone and say who owns this phone. That's mad, bro.
Like in Nigeria, for the most part, if you lose a phone in a protest like that, sorry.
What's it called? Biggie. I've forgotten not just Biggie. You know the big. You know Biggie now. The sausage right now.
Yeah.
People were there. They were sharing it. I was seeing people taking just one.
Just one.
I was like,
This my
but you have
Nigeria.
some bastard trying to take the carton. What's wrong with you? They will beat you and they will beat you.
They forgot to go hospital for
What are you
treatment.
talking about?
Bro, and they'll still
And they'll
take
pay
you
for
to the
your
hospital.
They'll
What's
pay
wrong
for
with
your
you?
treatment.
They're
Like
still
they've done.
like I
Those
have
are the
never
people that are
seen
causing this
Nigeria more unified. Even one guy, like he basically apparently grabbed the woman's bum during the protest. Guy, the way they beat him.
that guy. Yeah.
And they should beat him.
My Nigeria, they beat him.
I'm so proud of
shaky.
some unity.
See,
Nigeria.
I'm so
wouldn't lie to
proud.
you
I've never
guys,
seen
yeah.
Babalawo chant Jesus. Christians,
Guy,
even Christians too.
Bro,
They say they go patronize
guy,
Babalawo.
even
Do you know how hard this episode is going to be to edit?
even pastors are coming out.
Guys, I saw you come out. I was like,
Even
huh?
And they put they hold placard.
I said, you
I'm dead
too.
serious, bro. He was out.
He was out. Adiboye came out. I couldn't believe
That's
it.
my daddy G.O.
Bro, it
Yes,
shocked me,
bro. I was
Shocked me.
like, what?
I'm not dragging you. I'm asking where you were.
No customs.
Because I feel like all these religious places, they can't really comment too much because they are part of the reason why this happens as well. You get
Please,
what
I just want to tell
Pastor
Nigerians
with private
something.
jet.
If you so happen to be listening to this, and you're going through a hard time or you're finding it hard to make ends meet, stop giving tithe to the church. I'm begging you, please. What the church, those tithes are supposed to be helping people like that. People in need.
Yeah.
But they're guilting. Why? Why should a pastor be
using it for, man?
bro?
Like one private jet is mad.
Why you took keke na pep?
See, if my pastor had private jets, and he had the audacity to come and ask us in church to give tithe, okay?
I'm cursing
I
you,
think-
your
I
mommy,
think
I'm cursing every your
Nigerians-
generation, bro.
Nigerians think that pastors are some supernatural.
Can you
beings
see?
or
This is
some
where
shit.
that power complex comes into play. Because pastors are put in a position of power. You get where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
People, they are they are taking advantage of the whole, and not just pastors. I mean, I'm more pastors, more just
Yeah.
That's what I'm generalizing. I'm a Christian too. Before people say I'm a Muslim, trying to drag Christians. No.
That's what they
You
do.
know where I'm coming from?
Yeah, I
You're
feel
like,
like
you understand where I'm coming from? Like, I'm not. I mean, you know, you drag your own. There's nothing
Yeah,
like
there's
dragging.
nothing. Yeah.
So like when you're dragging your own, at least
Yeah, you
so
know
that
it's
you're not-
genuine.
Exactly. You know,
Yeah,
so like you have
100%.
them, they are there, and like I mean, you have genuine pastors. You have good.
Yeah, you have good pastors for sure.
Like I have a younger relative, like I'm not gonna say who he is, whatever, because I don't want you to come for me yet. But this guy at 15 said, I can consider being a pastor because it's the most profitable business in Nigeria.
Because that is
And
exactly
no,
what
and in fact,
you do in
he
Nigeria.
knows it's a
He
product
knows
of
that.
corruption.
He knows.
He's 15 and he knows this, or he was 15 and he knew this. And I was like, this is so. All that just kind of like almost kind of faltered
That's
my
part of the
relationship with the
problem.
church.
You get
It's
what I'm
like-
coming from? That's part of the problem. The pastor go, oh, glory, bring your, and then you go to church. You pay your offering. You pay X, you pay Y. You
See
pay,
them, they're
you
carrying
pay
POS up
harvest.
and
Oh,
down.
Then you
God.
now do
harvest day on top.
harvest. You do your
Family
tithe.
harvest,
You do
Easter
your
harvest,
tithe.
birthday. Oh,
And it's,
God.
you know, it's 100% revenue because it's not even taxed.
Yeah, it's not tax.
Yeah.
Then
I
they
can't
will
even
now
talk
take-
about
they'll
how
tell-
much
they'll
Then
tell
money.
your pastor now
Relative.
pull through to your house. Say, yeah, the one taking Bible reading. You pull through to your house in a Benz. Oh, are you joking? Why these people are coming to church
tell you-
in Keke na Pep?
They'll tell you that.
No,
they
you have
ain't
to
tithe.
deep it. Even let's go into the Bible. Like, what's the name of Palm Sunday. Palm Sunday is the celebration of when Jesus rode into the city on an ass, and they put leaves as he was coming through. They asked Jesus, like, you want to come on a horse? Like, they wanted a grand entrance. Like, no, I'll take the ass. And then don't give me any fancy rules. I'll just come into the city like that. But you, a pastor, why do you need a private jet? It makes no sense. Like, you're going completely against the word. There's even parables about it. Jesus said, like, it is so difficult for a rich man to make the kingdom of heaven because of obviously sacrifices and stuff like that. Like, Jesus because a rich man in the parables came to Jesus. It's like, oh, like, how can I make heaven? He told him straight, give away all your worldly possessions. My man was sad about doing it, but he did it calm. But a pastor is making money
Because
of
it's like
being
they're
a
taking that
pastor.
money. What's the whole like? So you give money to the church. When you give money to the church, it's meant to. So obviously, if these people they are there to guide you.
Yeah.
So you obviously pay for their food.
Yeah.
You pay for their transport. Maybe if you get them like I don't know.
We're not even
car.
saying that they should
Yeah.
live.
I'm not saying you
Yeah.
should live in poverty. I'm not saying
There's
you
not
should
saying
be
you should
doing
live in
like,
poverty.
Thank
yeah.
you. But my
That's
point
what
is,
we're saying.
when you now take it and you
Too
start.
far. You have
Honestly,
3
it's a big-
mansions.
no, it's
It's
a-
a business.
It's a
Yes,
business.
It's a business.
Church.
This was the day I was
an
done.
article on Oyedepo saying he's worth 150 million. The man came out and said that is a lie. That he's worth way more.
With his chest.
Imagine. He said that is a lie. That they are joking. They don't know what he's worth.
I think people believe that these guys are ordained by Jesus Christ, by God or something. That
People, you know,
Also
that's my
bring
issue. And another thing is like
people-
accountability is a strong thing. People need to be you need to account for certain stuff.
Yeah.
Where you're coming from, and a lot of Nigerians are. It happens to our parents too.
True.
They will say they are not influenced by other people,
But they are.
but they are
Nothing.
seeking That's why when you go to
Validation.
church,
Seeking
when you're going to
validation,
church,
bro.
why they tell you to like, oh, don't wear certain things to church, so that X, Y, and Z. Don't
Yeah.
wear. I
It's
never forget when I
like-
wore something to church.
It's like
And
mommy
then someone
tired.
was now
It's like,
oh, what are you wearing? I think I wore. I can't remember. It was fine, Sha, but it wasn't what the person wanted. And we were just like, oh, how can you wear this to church? My mom was just like, what are you talking about? I was like, that's my mom. You know where I'm coming from? She's not just. You don't just. She's not allowing people to just be like, just do. You're not. I'm not going to. If I go to
but
church,
then
in
yeah,
shorts,
pick up your
if I go
parents.
to
Like
church
pick
in
up your mom.
Primark shorts and the shirt and it's torn, I can go into bounce in church anyhow I like. I'm not going to step in church like that. But my point is that church
But
is
if
not
you do,
anywhere.
yeah,
And it's
church,
even in the Bible.
church is
Like
not where you come in with your Gucci Bibles and your Gucci face masks
Bible.
and your Versace skirts and your.
it's
You
in
can
the
carry am
word.
go
Like
grave now.
Jesus
Yeah.
accepts us. Like Jesus accepts us. Like wherever we are. So then, really, I'm not saying you should, but then you can go to church naked, whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, you're supposed to be there to receive the word.
You're going
So
there for Christ.
why does it
So-
really matter what I wear? But a lot, like pick up your mom, like I said, that she obviously doesn't care what they're saying about you. But the fact that my parents, for example, they can tell me is like, Ohiz, you know you can't wear this. Like, what will Mommy Taiwo say? I don't give a fuck about Mommy Taiwo,
Now,
bro.
I like to say
Like,
something about that. Now,
what?
this is
What?
something
Don't
we
defend
usually-
it, please.
I'm not defending it, per se. This
Oh,
is something we
good.
attribute to our parents, but
Okay.
we also forget that our generation exhibits this shit a lot. The cloud generation. We like to pretend that people
It's
see
a human
me,
thing, man.
th-
It's a human
it's
thing, yeah.
Human
That's the
beings care
thing,
about
you
what
know.
human beings think.
But when our generation talks about it in like regards to the older generation, they talk about it in such a way like as if it's not a problem we also face.
Well, no.
We have people who let me not say they can't afford an iPhone, but they would go and spend 90% of their income just so that somebody will say, "Oh, look at you, you have an iPhone." Like, obviously, I can't tell you how to spend your money, but
Yeah.
I mean, if you're doing these things, trying to live outside your means just for
You're
people's
using your
validation,
common
Yeah.
sense. You know that it's not made. It does not make sense. man.
come on
You
now.
get me?
I mean, new iPhone will come out, you go and get a new one, you they chow Gary.
Why would you buy a new iPhone
To what
every year?
end?
I don't know, man.
Why
I
would you
don't-
get a contract for something
I
you can't
don't,
afford?
I don't want to. I don't want to judge people for spending their money, But at the same time, you suppose reason them now.
Yeah.
It's mad, man.
As they say, if you can buy something twice or 3 times, you can afford it.
Even the Rolls
It's
Royce.
not, even if you can afford, like, okay, so let's new iPhones just came out. They just you
Yeah,
can
iPhone
pre-order
12,
them
yeah.
today.
Yeah.
If you have an iPhone 11 or an iPhone 10s,
Why do you
buy
need
the
it?
new
Why do you need 12?
I thought we've all like left that stage of I need the newest phone. Who
Phone.
gives a damn? Do you think I care what phone you have?
People need to
You know where I'm coming
understand
from?
that.
You tell me you have the newest phone. When we time to go to Nando's, you ask me to pay. What?
Oh, for
No,
Uber,
what? Like, are we being serious? You know where I'm coming from? Are we being serious?
go buy iPhone. They
Or you
save
have a
Gary.
Versace bag and you're asking me, can you help me to pay for my accommodation? What's wrong with you?
You should be paying for my own accommodation.
What? You know where I'm coming from?
People need to let go of that, like
Materialistic
seeking people.
stuff.
It's not even. It's just seeking people's because I
Validation,
understand
yeah.
that you can get materialistic things for yourself.
Yeah.
You want
Yeah,
to
that's-
reward yourself for getting to a certain level, blah blah blah. That's all cool. But if you're doing it simply for people's validation, first of all,
It'll never be
first
enough.
of all, if people don't rate you, they won't rate you. Doesn't matter what you do.
Thank you.
Second of
Oh,
bro,
you couldn't have
that's
said it
just
better, bro.
man. That's just it. You have little to no control. You have some control
Yeah.
over what people think of you, but you don't have total control over what people think of you.
Yeah.
Second, thank you, my guy.
That's the deal.
Secondly of all, man, people need to understand like the thing, we have egos, yeah, and so we view the world as though it revolves around us. That guy you're trying to impress with an iPhone, highest, he will say, "Oh, your iPhone is nice." 2 minutes later, he has forgotten about you because he has his own problems.
It's the same way you always try to go to the rave with the best clothes or whatever. And man will be like, "Ooh, I love your crest," blah blah blah. That's a 2-minute conversation and that's it.
And
That's it, bro. And you
keep it pushing.
But now you're soaking Gary because you went to buy iPhone. You cannot afford.
When the thing climbs very high, like you said,
Bro. To be honest, yeah.
What are you talking about? When you spend like 50p on car, you just let water soak it well, and then you just leave it there. It doesn't make sense. Like you can't wait for it.
Even
But our
personally,
generation is doing better than most other.
Are we sure?
Guy,
I can't say that one, no.
Yeah, man,
Bro, there are people taking pictures in
this. For this now, I'm talking about in general.
Okay, because there are people renting cardboard private jets to go and take pictures in and post on internet on Instagram.
Or you're photoshopping yourself into
Santorini.
And like, do you know, another thing is like, okay, for example, Ohiz knows me well here now. You know, I was a lot bigger before.
Yeah.
I lost 25 kilos over lockdown. 25 kilos. And I was like, obviously, it wasn't for people, but it was for my health.
Yeah.
Obviously, I wanted people to like
big you up,
people were
yeah.
Some of my friends were like, "Oh, you were too fat." I lost the weight. That's how I'm
to sleep. Oh God.
Thank you.
Oh God.
Thank you.
You can't win.
You can't win, bro.
You can't win.
When you zig, you should
understand?
have zagged. You can't win.
You go to KFC, you earn your minimum wage taxed, and you now spend all that money on an iPhone that will last 2 minutes. Times 50 people, okay, 100 minutes of conversation, and that's the end.
The same FaceTime you're FaceTime with your iPhone 11, I can FaceTime you with my iPhone 7.
Live within your means.
Live within your means, on God.
Live within your means and don't live to for people's validation. That's the most dangerous thing. If you live for people's validation, I'm sorry for you, man, because
I'm telling you,
you're setting an unachievable goal. It's not. Look at Cristiano Ronaldo. Everything he's done. Some people swear he's just lucky. Some people swear Lionel Messi is a fraud after everything he's done. You can't please everybody. So just live for yourself, man.
I can't lie. If I lost that weight for people and they told me what they did, I would have probably.
You started eating again.
I would have considered suicide. Are you joking?
After everyone had gone through,
I was exercising 6 days a week. I was eating chicken breast and broccoli. As I was no flavor, just vibes. What are you talking about? I did everything. I was just there. I lost all the weight. Only for you to tell me I'm skinny. What's wrong with you? Can't chew beans. What's wrong with you? I can't be bothered. I'm sorry, no, but I actually cannot be bothered. Do you know where I'm coming from? Do you know how much do you know what it means to lose 25 kilos in 5 months?
Oh my God.
Effort, everything. I was there.
Oh, look at you. You're not eating in.
You're looking frail.
5 months ago, I was too fat. My point is, you can't win.
You can't win. Live for you and live for you only.
Live for you, man. Live for you.
I set personal goals for myself, for personal.
100%, same.
Auntie can say, "Oh, you are doing good, my son." Two seconds later, you turn back and look for someone else.
Important thing here.
Hush puppy in imbecile is in prison.
And that's when you have people that have genuine kidney for you. Keep them close.
Yes.
There are very few people in this world that would be like, this thing you're doing,
you know, good.
It's not
good.
You know where I'm coming from? Those few people, if you I mean, as we all get older, as you get older, whoever, you'll be able to filter out those people. And I'm not saying you should know them immediately, but when they come and you notice, you keep them close.
You know the people on your team, bro.
You get where I'm coming from. They tell you the way things are. Because me, look at, see.
That's my thing is that I love these two because it's like they're the realest people I've ever known. Like, because when I'm fucking up, they're first to tell me that I'm fucked up. Like, they're ready to tell me that I'm fucked up. Like, they're ready. And I rate it though. Because I don't want to hear it, but it's the thing where it's like, okay, like, I'm fucking up, whatever the case may be. Like, you're not friends with people for decades. Like, if they're not real people around you.
You don't need a yes man to wipe your ass every moment.
Oh God, no! You need some people to tell you how it is sometimes. But back to the serious issue at hand. Bro, that's basically what I was getting to.
I was gonna say that like 3 weeks ago, it was almost as if I lost hope, man. But like this last week, look, this is the most
so proud,
coordinated process I've ever seen.
They've
made a rapid response team. What do you need? Medics. Everyone is doing
medics,
what they
we
can.
got it.
Lawyers,
like to pay lawyers, we got it. Money, we got it.
Putting their lives on the line, man.
Do you know all it takes? And like, see, I mean, all it takes is just for you to like make one video. Do you get where I'm coming from? And you be seen by millions of people. Some people in government have seen you. You get where I'm coming. Do you know how scary that is? You know where I'm coming from? I made a video on United.
Even that guy that was in the car that was singing like "fuck Popo, NSAS, blah blah blah."
Yeah.
The producers and everything looking for my man, like celebrities and others, like
And
no,
not just
jump
those
on the studio,
producers,
like,
like,
let's make something.
The government is also seeing this. If they see an
100.
influential person, they're going to try and take them down.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
The 100. Look at me. I don't sign for United. I was just saying, let me play. I only have Chelsea fans. Over 100,000 people saw the video. You know how they were insulting me? You know where I'm coming from? They will not send for you
Oh,
because it just blows up.
God.
So people are putting their lives on the line here.
Hi,
People that
federal
cannot leave their
government.
houses. Like, big
And
up-
SARS.
And SARS, bro. And SARS and
People are- I
SWAT,
love the
all
way
of that.
People are contributing in any way they can, man. The lawyers are doing their work.
Yeah.
The doctors are doing their work. Even if it's the people that
Babalawo was
Yeah.
the
the guy, the babalos,
They do their
the
work.
people when now only
Yeah,
fight, they
same.
sabi, then they
Thank
protect.
Yeah.
Thank you,
And I
man.
love it, man.
Bro, I'm doing my own Babalawo.
Even
Babalawo
us that were
before
not
Jesus
home,
Christ,
even
man.
us that were not home, we
Even
felt
the
like it was
Christians were
so
protecting
important.
Yeah.
While they were
Yeah, I
praying.
saw that today.
Yeah,
I saw
they were
that today.
protecting them, bro. That's
Look
what
at
we did.
unity, man.
Saw that today.
Even
They went
us
to
now.
protest in front of CNN's headquarters in Atlanta.
I love what I'm saying.
Bro,
like even now, like
crazy.
we're not home. All of us, we're all Nigerians, but we're not home. But we just thought it was important to just use this platform because even now, like if you're watching this, wherever the case may be, and feel like, oh, I'm not home. What can I help? Even all those shares on Insta, Twitter, wherever the case,
Just share.
keep
bro.
sharing,
Even
bro.
if
It's
it's
helping.
The
Trust me.
Nigerian
Yeah.
festival. Well, it's making
Yeah.
people are
Even
seeing
and
it.
donate
Because
if you
people are
can.
seeing.
If it's
Donate if you
£10,
can. If you
£5,
can't, it's cool.
£5,
Just
I was
keep
like,
sharing.
like you said, £5. See, look, £5 in
Don't
night.
think it's
It's a lot of
That's
money.
Once
money.
they do the exchange rate,
That's money.
That's money.
£5
Keep doing
in
your
night.
thing, bro.
If it's £5, man, that's like £2 more than a meal deal. Even if that's what you
exactly,
can do.
exactly.
Just-
That's it.
We go win this war.
Eh?
We will.
We go win.
Bro,
100%.
We've
But-
gotten to the point where we can't lose,
Can't lose
because
it, man.
after
We
all
can't
these
lose
things, if they
hope.
give
No
those
lose
SARS
focus,
people-
so my people.
Guy-
No lose focus. Like I understand that the protest is good, it's a vibe, but don't be distracted while you're there. I'm seeing people playing polo, wherever the
Guy,
case may
they carry
be.
pool table put in for me.
No, they smoke, you go for protest.
Like,
No,
You
give
guys
them a
need to
reason,
understand. Like,
Stop
people-
harassing
yeah.
women.
Stop
And the
sexual
people who
harassment.
are beating those people that are harassing women, keep
Keep
beating
going.
them.
Continue.
If not
Keep
only
going.
beating, they go here, beat them.
And carry
He
them
know
go
he
to
must
Africa.
feel,
After
bro.
you beat them, like you've been doing.
Yeah, like
them
I'd
well,
love
them
to
well.
see what my
That
people
thing
are
was
doing. I'm
funny,
so.
sha. They beat Percy, say, oh yeah,
I've
enter
never,
ambulance.
yeah, I've never been
Have you can you
prouder.
imagine like just they beat you up and then they call you an ambulance?
He
You walk
free of
country like
charge.
that.
Free of
Yeah, we
charge.
don't finish with them.
Alright, don't finish.
I love
Nigerians.
Nigerians.
You get pause.
man.
You get pause. You get pause.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
Send them.
But
Nigerians
yeah,
want
Big
to
ups
be
to
so
Nigerians,
patriotic,
man. Big ups to
man.
Nigerians.
because
Because like I keep
Nigeria.
saying, we've. I mean, I don't know if you guys have dealt with SARS before, but see, like
Oh,
I said,
no.
I've said my own SARS story.
Yeah.
Mine was a bit mild compared to
Yeah.
everybody else's.
But
So I
yeah.
like to say that Nigerians.
Yeah.
See, there are 13 black billionaires in the world out of 2,000. That's 0.6%. Half of them are Nigerian. The last time I checked.
Yeah.
Nothing way we know feed do.
Yeah, nothing
man.
we do.
Richest
Nothing
black
wey we no
man,
fit do.
nah,
Go
Nigerian.
and, go and check how much money Nigerians push back into our economy. That's demand for our currency. Man,
We'll get to
this
we'll
thing
get
is
to
so
all that in
painful
another
because
episode,
we'll
bro.
get there, man. But the country has
Yeah.
so much potential.
On God.
So much. I always liken it to Barcelona playing in Division 3. So much potential. That's why it's so painful. But
Yeah.
I
This
mean,
current backer squad, they are
I
finished.
mean, it's true. But
Guy, I'm a Barcelona fan. Can you
Just say I
behave
did next
yourself?
to you.
Can you behave yourself? Can you behave yourself? I'll smack you with this mic, bro. Nah, but
That's
all
it,
in all,
man.
man, listen to the
Thank you, man.
kids.
Thank you for this episode.
I am so proud
Yeah,
of this
every word,
episode,
every
bro.
guy, man.
Big up, Dami. Dami, is there anything you want to plug before we head out?
See, this not see.
Oh, yeah, plug
Hashtag against
Plug-
SARS.
plug yourself.
I rate that. You know,
Plug
I rate
yourself.
that.
You know
That's the
what?
important
Hashtag
thing, bro.
against SARS.
That's
At
it.
at the Grand Dam.
SARS,
At the
whatever
Grand Dam.
colour they
At
put
the
on
Grand
it.
Dam.
Mic,
Name of the
Grand Dam,
podcast, come on.
Grand Dam.
Give them the
Grand Dam.
podcast too, bro.
Just check my bio, just you see it.
Everything is there.
Okay, cool, cool, cool.
bro. Thank
So everything
you
will be
so
in the
much.
description anyways. But thank you for coming through. Like I said, well, none of us are home. We just thought it was important for us to use our platform and our voices to really elevate ourselves and big up the people back home that have been fighting for us and let people
Big
know
up to
everything
you,
that's
man.
going on
Yeah.
back home.
And everyone
man.
who's lost their lives too.
R.I.P. to every single one of you.
Oh God, we go for December. We go enter.
Oh, we go enter for where? But
Thank
man,
you guys
yeah.
for watching this episode.
And
This
thank
is
you,
an important
Nigerian
one
youth,
to
for
us, bro.
jazzing
This is
up,
probably
man.
our
We
most
jazz
important
up.
episode ever, bro. Thank you so much for coming through. As always, Ifeanyi, Okiki.
And don't lose focus. So
don't lose focus, bro.
No, they drink for protest.
Dami, thank you for coming through, bro. As always. And yeah, that's been us. We out.
Yeah,
Peace.
don't lose focus.
I don't be hungry.
Guys, that rice is
Fuck.
Hey, I know chops you cable. I don't want guy.
Man, I don't laugh guys with this shit.
Guy said gravy condition.